Right, this goes out to you, Billy Joe Saunders. My son Johnny carved you last night, 3 punches he put you in your arse. That's Canella betcha, and my son betcha, Johnny Dunn. He put you on your arse. My son Charles beat you, Aldi. 18 years of age, my son Charles is. He beat you like a jackass. And you, Martin Fury, Patrick beat you, and the worksman you had, would you? And my other young fella, 15 years of age, bet your cameraman. Bet him to death. You were ex-nicely, to keep it fair. Patrick told you he was a fair man, one of the fairest men in the country, everybody knows that. And myself. You were bet last night by my 4 sons. The oldest is 21 and the youngest is 15. And there's 2 in between. You were bet fair and square. Billy Joe was putting his arse. Aldi, if you wouldn't bet, show your face. Chap broke your nose and split your 2 eyes. Show your face. Billy Joe, you pull the knife, you drive it straight through my son's hand and out the far side. He'd a better chance to be a world champion boxer than you. God knows where his future's going now with the injury you give him in his hand. You drove a knife straight through his hand. You pulled the gun and you stuck it in my Patrick's face. He told you pull the trigger, but you never had the balls. You never had the balls to pull the trigger. You said you're coming down to this site to hit me anytime you want. Anytime you want, you're welcome. You fucking come. You fucking dirty load of shithouses, ye. Do you hear me? That's all you fucking are, is shithouses. There's none of you no good for nothing. You pulled your weapons, you got my sons arrested, you did it in a place. Clever chaps ye were, wasn't ye? God, you were clever chaps. All with those cameras on top of ye. My 2 sons now, there's one in the hospital getting his hand fixed, and the other 2 is up in the police station over ye starting that fight in a public place. You dirty load of jackasses. You're a wanker, Billy Joe. You're a wanker. You were never no good. You needed a kick in the arse to get back in the gym and try and train for Canella. You fucking cokehead, ya. Cokehead, ya. My Johnny dropped you in 3 shots. And my chap beat you, Aldi. My Patrick, there was 30 men into my Patrick. 30 men, including you, Martin, and you couldn't do that with him. I swear me babies in my father's grave. He hasn't got a scratch on his face. We're pedigree fighters, a long fucking line of it from my mother's side and my father's side. You don't forget who you're fucking with. You dirty bunch of pricks, ye. You were better at and put out of that public. You even run after you pulled your guns and pulled your knives. And you fat bastard, you to pull the gun, we know you as well. And you with the glasses, you're all known. And Lee, one of the Lees, you were there, we know who you are. You dirty load of tramps. Up ye, up the fucking Duns. Where the fucking Duns?
What's good, family? So mash the like button, subscribe and lick off the bell. So we got some breaking news right now. Your man's Billy Ho Saunders has been involved in some controversy, and as you've seen by the title, he has now responded in full legal team force. Now, before we go into Billy Ho Saunders' response, at the start of this video I included the allegations made by my dog, Mr. Dunn, who aired out Billy Ho Saunders and reminded him that, listen, Billy Ho, yeah, your booty belongs to 2 men, well, 3 men. Yeah, number 1, number 1, your booty is owned by Canelo Alvarez. Number 2, your booty, the second claim to your backside is my son's, and the third claim is the long lasting, the deep inside your backside, the YB. He's staying your back, 100%. That's what, I'm just telling you, man, what Mr. Dunn said. Yeah, now the allegations are, Billy Ho Saunders got mollywopped by Mr. Dunn's 18-year-old son. Now, at the conclusion of that mollywopping, obviously we know these fighters, I can only imagine, think about it, you're a boxer, you've been training for 20 years, and your name is Billy Ho Saunders, you're meant to be a hard ass, and you're known to sleep with people's wives, and you're known to beat up old men who have had heart attacks and whatnot, so you think you're a right badass. Next thing you know, some 18-year-old freshen gets off a quick 3-piece, a quick KFC on you, yeah, gives you the 3-piece all over, the greasy 3-piece he served you up nicely. Listen, I'm just telling you what Mr. Dunn said. Mr. Dunn said his fresh out of college 18-year-old son served you up a mean KFC 3-piece. Colonel, yeah? He served you up a 3-piece from the Colonel. 100%. And obviously, like I've explained, these fighters who've been training 20 years and they have big egos, especially after the fact that Billy Ho Saunders had already had 2 grown men run up inside him and stay running up inside him, Canelo Alvarez and the YB. So he's already nervous. He's already thinking, wait there a minute, surely not. Surely it's not gonna. I've kind of got used to Alvarez and the YB staying in my back. But what about? It can't be an 18-year-old. Surely not. At which point, Billy Ho Saunders has some PTSD, breakout, and ends up snapping finally. After all the staying in his back that me and Alvarez have been doing, Billy couldn't take no more. He couldn't take a third Donny in them cheeks. So he broke. And he pulled for the ting. And he put the ting through Mr. Dunn's 18-year-old son's hand, allegedly. That's the backstory. Now, obviously, we know the YB has many media contacts, so my media contact reached out to Billy Ho Saunders' team, and this is basically the rundown. Check this out. A former world boxing champion has denied being involved in a mass brawl in which one man was stabbed through the hand in the Midlands. Billy Ho Saunders has taken to social media to categorically deny claims he took part in the large-scale fracas between travellers in Bolkington, Warwickshire last week. The 32-year-old bottom from Travelling Stock himself spoke out after a number of online fight publications carried allegations he was involved in the violence which saw one individual glassed in the face, another knife in the hand, reports Coventry Live. 3 people were taken to hospital after the incident, it was previously reported. Following the brawl, a father of one victim took to YouTube, accusing the famed boxer of being part of the trouble at the former War Memorial Club in Bolkington. On Twitter, Billy Ho Saunders, a former Olympian and a now confirmed bottom to the YB and Canelo Alvarez, categorically dismissed the claims as complete rubbish, but said he would cooperate fully if police contacted him. Billy Ho Saunders said he would cooperate fully with the filth if they contacted him. It goes on. The YB's reports go on. He told his followers, Billy the Bottom Saunders told his followers, I am aware of a video circulating on social media. It makes certain allegations against me which are complete rubbish. However, given the police may be involved at some stage, my lawyer advises me to make no comment at this stage. I am, of course, more than happy to speak to the filth, should they wish to contact me. There is an ongoing investigation. Warwickshire police officers are continuing to investigate the large-scale brawl. We asked if Saunders was among those officers planned to interview. A spokesperson from the filth told our sister publication, Coventry Live, we are not able to confirm or deny the identity of any suspects. The force, however, has confirmed that officers responded to 999 calls at the venue, now known as Poppies, in the early hours of Sunday morning, November 28th. A spokesman said one man, who has not been identified, but is aged 38 and from Farnborough, Hampshire, was arrested in connection with the incident. He was later released while the investigation continues. So there you go. There's the finished report from one of YB's field Donnies. What can I say here, people? Listen, it's all heating up. What I will say is, the fact that Billy Ho Saunders has lawyered up, I don't know about you, man, but listen, if I haven't been involved in something, if there's no CCTV, if there's no witness accounts, because I wasn't there, yeah? There's no DNA. Oops. What do you need a lawyer for? Now, I'm not saying it is smart to always be lawyered up, but I don't know. Something seems a bit odd for this for me. Why would Mr. Dunn be sending for Billy Ho Saunders for? And the fact that the man who has been brought in is 38 years old. That's right around Billy Ho Saunders' age. Now, I'm not saying that's not DNA evidence, but listen. The bottom line is, people who follow my channel know that we've been following Billy Ho Saunders and his fall from grace. Number one, don't forget, people, if you actually track Billy Ho Saunders' career over the last 10 years, he's always been involved in these kind of things. However, again, if you follow the trend's been, they've been escalating. It started off, he's always been a nuisance. But if you actually think about the circumstances in which these different nuisance cases take place, for example, his previous offences, as such, the minor offences with the prostitute or the addict or all them little things that he was doing, they happened and in a much different environment, meaning that he was world champion then. He was the man. So it makes sense that back then he would be doing things that are a lot more minor. Now, his fall from grace, now he's down bad and is in a much more vulnerable situation. I can completely see him doing this. Back then when he was on top, he probably would have passed. You know what, I'm too on top for this. I don't need to be stabbing 15-year-olds in the hand. I'm out of here. But now, he down bad with the rest of us. Yeah? It's one of them ones. And Mr. Dunn, I just don't see, why would he rant? And yeah, don't get me wrong, social media is dangerous, as in people love clout, but I don't know, it just seems odd for me. And the bottom line is, Mr. Dunn said, if he's lying, show us your face, show us whatever else. However, what I would say is, I would like for Mr. Dunn and his sons to show us his hand. Because if he's got a shank through his hand, then that shows that, who did it then? Are you telling me that it's confirmed he's got a shank through his hand? Although, to be fair, the report said that someone has been juked. So, someone has been juked. Why would he bring Billy Ho Saunders in? Especially when, recently, in the last 2 months, I reported on another case when there was more people alleging Billy Ho Saunders had attacked his dad, his 56-year-old heart attack survivor dad. Billy Ho Saunders had attacked him, and then he came out and basically said that, listen, Billy, you've been beating up the old people in the community, I want to have a go on you. And Billy essentially replied and said, oh, I was off the Vicodin, yeah, I was drunk and I was off the pills and I'm down bad and it's not my fault. YB and Canelo Alvarez, they've been riding me for the last 6 months, and you know, he basically essentially begging sympathy. Yeah, I'm not the same ever since YB and Alvarez had a go on me, and come on, give me some sympathy, guys. I'm off the pills because I can't take the fact that the YB stays in my back. And to be fair, who am I to judge? Yeah, if a man stayed in my back 24/7, I'd feel vulnerable too. Yeah, I'd feel nervous. I'd feel jitty, wouldn't you? So I can't knock him for that. Yeah, there's a saying. Judge those not. I'm not sure what the saying is, but listen, it's something along the lines of, if you ain't walked it, it's difficult to talk it. Now, Billy, he got a lot of experience with certain dons staying all the way up in his back. Yeah, he know about that. I don't know about that, so I wouldn't like to comment on how down bad he is. Yeah, I wouldn't like to comment on how he going through it right now, because you best believe he going through it. Yeah, no doubt. But Billy, like I said in my last video, get some help, because you down all the way bad. Yeah, and I'm happy, don't get me wrong, I'm more than happy to stay riding you. But on a serious note, I don't like to see anyone, even if you are a deplorable individual, nonetheless, I'd rather not have to keep blowing your back out for you. Get some help. And stop scrapping, and the worst thing is, I can't even lie, I don't even mind the scrapping for me. It's the fact you pulled a tool out. What's that? That shows you're desperate. You're that desperate to catch a dub, you had to pull a tool out on a minor. Wow, imagine that. And again, I can empathise with where he's coming from, because he's obviously thinking, as I've explained earlier, he's obviously thinking, he's obviously having flashbacks. Oh no, I'm about to lose again. I'm about to be victimised again, just like I was 6 months ago. And Billy couldn't deal with the fact of taking a big L again. He couldn't deal about getting whooped again. So he thought, you know what, I'm going to take the coward's way out, rather than take my licks again for the third time this year, after Alvarez and after the YB. Rather than take these licks from this fresh 18-year-old, I'm going to pull for the tool. And he pulled the tool out. The tool came straight out. And he juked my man. And there's been allegations that because of his connections with El Trapahan, apparently he got the stiffy as well. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Billy got the stiffy. 100%. He pulled the stiffy out. And luckily for the victims as such, Billy only used the tool. He didn't use the stiffy, because if he what can I say? It could have gone super left for him. Although that does kind of link into another narrative. Some people are saying even if he'd have used a stiffy, it wouldn't have mattered, because he got connections. And that's what I'm hearing now. I'm hearing that El Trapahan, I'm hearing none of these charges are going to stick. Even if Billy had caught a body, he wouldn't have stuck, because he got the connections. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing, because of the people Billy knows, even if he's essentially, people talk about 007, and whatever else, James Bond, but on a serious note, I'm hearing, because of Billy Ho's connections, he's got a license to just go mad anywhere he wants, because all he got to do is pick the phone up and ring Billionaire Dan. Yeah, trust me, there's not many things Billionaire Dan can't touch from Dubai. He picked that phone up. Yeah, if Billy picks the phone up and gets MTK Dan on the phone, it's a wrap. Yeah, because Dan will put the call in to the local. Yeah, Dan will put the call in to the local Fed office, the local filth office, and that'll be that. Yeah, the case will be closed, 100%. The call will go in, and the case will be closed, and Billy will walk off. And to be honest, from what I'm hearing, I won't be surprised if that happens anyway, because MTK Dan's already on it. Yeah, he's already on it. He's already reached out to touch some of these cats. So you already know it's game, set, and match. The minute El Trapadan puts the call in, you're as good as got. So I do worry for these, for the Dunn family, to be fair. And I can't lie to you. One thing I do feel quite odd about is the fact that the Dunn family made this video, and from my connections in the bare knuckle community, they haven't been heard from since. That's all I'm saying. Now, I'd love to see, if the Dunns see this, please put another video out. We'd love to see, or give an update, because we're worried about where you're at. Yeah, you put a video out and you was talking the most. The question the public are asking is, has El Trapadan put in the call yet? Have you been touched? That's what the public want to know. I'm hearing it's possible that you've been touched. If that's the case, we need to see some sign of life right now. Yeah, we need to see some sign of life from the Dunn family. And I'm just praying and hoping at this point in time that Billy ain't put the call in, because you best believe if Billy picks that phone up, yeah, we're all fixing to get touched, no doubt.